What is going on, guys? This is Michael Williams from Cartoon Universe. We got some news for you. Some people might be happy about this news. Other people, not so much. But this is more of a rumor than it is official news. So as always, take it with a tiny little grain of salt. We have some info from Tomb of the Cartoon Monkey Skeleton. That just rolls off the tongue. The blog, they've gotten some stuff right in the past. They've gotten some stuff wrong in the past. So again, it's sort of reliable, so take it with a grain of salt. This might not actually be the case, and they actually even say in the blog itself, sadly there are always errors. So at least they're honest. At the very least, you can trust their honesty. They say there are sometimes errors. So take it with a grain of salt, but this isn't the most unbelievable news in the world. Apparently, Powerpuff Girls, the reboot, Powerpuff Girls 2016, is going to be getting officially canceled. I think a lot of people saw this coming, considering about a year or two ago, they already were jumping on the whole, we're kind of out of ideas, we're sort of losing our audience, let's add a new character to spice things up a little bit thing that a lot of shows, usually cartoons, but a lot of shows in general, tend to do when they're kind of strapped for ideas. And apparently also Mighty Magiswords is going to be following along with this. Again, not a surprise considering I think we actually heard a little bit a while back that production was ending on that, but it's not a surprise either because that show I feel like we haven't heard from or seen anything about in a long time. I think it like premiered and then it aired a few episodes here and there, and then we just all kind of collectively forgot about it. For Powerpuff Girls 2016, I think the main issue was lack of vision, overall vision, considering there wasn't, when you're gonna do a reboot, for me, you have to have some sort of perspective or new ideas. Oh, we're gonna do this show, but like this. We're gonna do this show, but to tell these types of stories. And with this, I feel like they were just like, Teen Titans Go did well. Let's reboot another one of our popular franchises. And they were like, okay, let's pick the other superhero one. And then they just kind of did it, but they didn't really have any vision for it. They were just like, yeah, let's reboot Powerpuff Girls, and then they basically shafted the action, which is something that I've complained a lot about with Western animation, is the complete lack of effort to even try to do some action, because it apparently doesn't sell, and you want more episodic stories, more than serialized stories. It seems like they just kind of shafted it, but it wasn't completely on purpose. Like, it was on purpose, but it wasn't purposeful, if that makes sense. Like, say what you will about Teen Titans Go, I've criticized it in the past. I know it can have some lowbrow humor at times, but you can tell at the very least they had a vision. This is a very clear, blatant departure from the original Teen Titans by far. It's a completely different style, different art style, different tone. Everything about it is different, and it was done on purpose. It was done with purpose. And say what you will about the show, but you could tell that the creators, the writers, all the voice actors, everyone involved with the show genuinely enjoys working on the show, and they get pretty creative sometimes. And the movie looks good. Sorry, I said it. Movie looks good. And the same thing with Thundercats Roar. Like, yeah, I know it's getting a lot of flack right now, and I understand why people don't like the art style, but I think at the very least they have a vision to go with. They're like, okay, we're gonna do Thundercats, but like this, it's gonna be a little more zany and wacky and a little more chibi. And the animation looks good. Again, sorry, I know I'm saying good things about Cartoon Network reboots, but there was a vision. With Powerpuff Girls, they were just like, yeah, let's reboot it. Fine. And then they just kind of shafted the action. They didn't really dive into the characters. They didn't really introduce the characters. They just kind of assumed we knew who they were, which I guess we do, but the newer audience isn't gonna know who it is exactly. So we just kind of just throw it into this world, and I feel like they didn't have a clear direction. They didn't really have a clear objective. And also, like, what else is there to say? Like, Powerpuff Girls ran for years. It had a movie. Like, I don't see what else there is to even do with those characters, and that's another issue. Like, at least with Teen Titans Go, there was stuff to do. There were things to explore, especially since you have the greater DC universe that you could kind of make a parody. There's a lot to work with. With Powerpuff Girls 2016, they didn't really drastically change the tone. They didn't really drastically change the characters. They just kind of made it more of a sitcom, and it kind of defeated the purpose because they never really used the superpowers. That's kind of the whole point. So if you have Powerpuff Girls, but you barely use the powers and you barely use the action, then it's just a sitcom with girls who happen to have superpowers, I guess. It's kind of an afterthought. With Mighty Magiswords, I feel like they just needed a little more polish. I liked what they were going for. I liked the concepts. I liked the world a lot. I think It was a very unique tone. It was very fast-paced, but it was almost too fast-paced. They needed to like dial it back a little bit. I think it had a lot of potential. I'm kind of sad it's not gonna see that potential, but you know, that's kind of life. We've all heard whispers that there were some production issues as well internally, so I don't know how true that is, but that could also be a factor. And we also have confirmation that Genndy Tartakovsky, and this was actually something that was news a few days ago, that there was a new trademark for a Genndy Tartakovsky show called Primal, and for Adult Swim. So that sounds super dope. I'm really down for that. Genndy's the man, and it's gonna be on Adult Swim on top of that, so he can really go full force with a brand new property. Not Samurai Jack, nothing else, nothing, not another reboot. Like, this is gonna be something completely new, and I think we need a lot of new things. And especially since it's on Adult Swim, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, this could kind of push for more adult-oriented, serialized, maybe action-oriented shows, maybe. What do you guys think? Do you think that the Powerpuff Girls 2016 reboot is over? What do you think they could have done differently? Is there anything they could have done differently, or is it just one of those properties that really never needed a reboot in the first place? And what do you think about Mighty Magic Swords? Did you enjoy Mighty Magic Swords when it was airing? Definitely let us know in the comments down below. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell. My camera's dying. Like the video. Ah, God.